I've been super excited for this conversation. I'm joined by Dr. Lise Janelle, a trailblazing growth accelerator coach known for her groundbreaking heart freedom method. She's been featured all over the news, and she liberates clients from subconscious barriers, fostering rapid success. And she, most importantly, Dr. Lise Janelle is the founder of the Center for Heart Living, the author of You Are Loved and Conversations with the Heart, as well as a podcast host of Soul Worthy Love. Lise, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Absolutely. So obviously we're having this conversation with entrepreneurs and small business owners from, frankly, all over the world. And everybody wants to reach their full potential. I've heard some of your conversations, Dr. Janelle, where you have talked about peak performance unleashed. Lise, in a nutshell, how do we accomplish that?
Well, people need to know that, especially if you're really driven and you have focus on making things happen, it can get really frustrating when subconscious beliefs are working against you. And we have 3 clues you have a subconscious belief working against you. Number 1, you know what needs to be done, but you're not doing it. The famous procrastination, You know that if you picked up the phone, you could get this big contract, but instead, all of a sudden, this bag of cookies look really good. Or you need to clean the windows all of a sudden, or to call your best friend. The second one is you keep doing everything right, but it feels like drudgery. It's using 2-3 times the amount of energy that you need to have, like going to the gym. It's like, you have to kick yourself to go to the gym or to stay in a relationship or, that type of thing. The number 3 clue that you have a subconscious belief working against you is that you keep doing everything right, but get the opposite results. You line up all the contracts for a big job that you want to do, and all of a sudden somebody else gets the job instead of you, or you go into dates and you think, finally, I found this person that's perfect for me, but then somebody else ends up with that person. So what that tells me is that subconsciously you have associated more pain than pleasure or more danger than safety to something you would like to have, because relatively speaking, your conscious mind that's driven for a goal is the size of a football. And your subconscious mind, whose job is to keep you alive, the football field. So it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you lack willpower. It's not because you were born under an unlucky star. It's because at some level for you, your subconscious mind has decided that this is not good for you to have this thing you really, really want.
Absolutely. And that's what we call unmasking obstacles, like you've been saying, the 3 telltale clues that indicate a subconscious belief working against you. Again, I'm chatting with Dr. Lise Janelle, human potential expert, creator of the Heart Freedom Method, author and podcast host of Soul Worthy Love. And I know, Lise, you're working on an upcoming book, Unstuck, with co-author, the one and only Jack Canfield, and I know that's coming out soon. So, Lise, I want to make this as personal as possible because, as I understand your story, you have been a very, very successful and top earner, actually, as a chiropractor, and now look at the number of folks that you are inspiring. So, Lise, what was that aha moment for you that really helped you discover this path of, as we said, unmasking obstacles?
Well, my background, I was a holistic chiropractor. And in 1988, my father was diagnosed with terminal cancer, given 9 months to live. That was 3 weeks before my sister's wedding. 1 week after my sister's wedding, my 21-year-old brother died in a car accident. And then within a month of this, my 8-year relationship to the man I thought I was going to marry ended. So it was so painful that it sent me on the quest to understand, how do you live life when these things happen? Because it's not if they happen, it's when they happen. How do you survive them? So this is why I was willing to leave my very comfy, beautiful life as a chiropractor to start doing this work, because I love empowering people. My goal since 1989 is, I wrote a mission statement for my life, and the career part says that I'm going to help maximize the life potential of 1 million person through reconnecting them with their heart, because the power really comes from the heart. You can have a brilliant mind, or you can be super emotional, but the power comes from the heart. Because I've had patients that were Mensa material, And, they can really smart, but when something happens that emotionally is too much, their mind cannot overcome it, and then they fall apart. So the true power, the true success comes when you free yourself from this conditioned response, from these beliefs that are holding you back.
Well, your story absolutely reflects resilience, passion, and that enduring dedication to guiding others towards full potential. And a million people, you are well on your way. And again, the author of Conversations with the Heart, as well as You Are Loved, and of course, an upcoming book, Unstuck, which is coming out, I believe, in late 2024. Lise, that's all we have time for today. How can we get in touch with you, find your podcast, and learn more about all of your amazing work at the Center for Heart Living?
You can go to heartfreedommethod.com or drlisejanelle.com. And if you go to heartfreedommethod.com, there's a whole bunch of little gifts that you can download and find out more about it. And you can learn about Unleash Your Dream Life, which is my online course where I teach people how to get rid of their subconscious belief working against them.
Well, that's all we have time for today. We'll link in our show notes as well. Really appreciate the conversation. Really looking forward to having you back on the program real soon. You're listening to Get Down to Business. We'll be right back.